Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Haranir, and more specifically we're going to talk about the Haranir Druid forms which are coming to the game in midnight. The Haranir have just dropped on the beta and we finally have a preview of these Druid forms which are customizable, which is why we're making a full video on it. But before we jump into that, guys, I do want to give a massive thank you to all of our channel members and everyone over on Patreon. Just started posting over there fairly regularly, and if you want to support the channel in that way, I'll leave a link down below. Alright, so yes, the Haranir are coming in midnight. This is an unlocked allied race. The way to unlock it as of beta is just simply to complete the Harandar Zone story, which is pretty easy to do. They can be a ton of different classes, and today we're looking at the Druid forms, because there are some very unique Druid forms for this race. Of course, the actual race is based off of the Night Elves, but a lot of their Druid forms are very interesting and super unique and only available to the Haranir. So unfortunately, if you are already a Druid, you might need a race change if you want to use some of these forms. So let's jump into it with the first one, and that is their bear form, and this is the Pangolin form. Yeah, the Pangolin. This is a new model added in Midnight, which is super unique and, yeah, pretty interesting as a bear form. Of course, if you did want to, you can be any of the other bear forms that you probably have unlocked on your account, but this is their racial form. So the customizations for this form are ears. You can have small ears, medium ears, or large ears on this form. You can also customize the nose to be pointed or upturned, as you can see there, which has a little point on the nose. Now, there are various colors. There are 5 colors to choose from. You have this one here going into this one, and then we have sort of a reddy one, and then a purpley one, which is very, very nice. And finally, a more darker one with maroon highlights on it. I do like the sort of quills on this form as well. Very Haranir. If you ever get a chance to customize this race, they are very quilly. They have lots of quills everywhere. So yeah, a very cool appearance there. 5 different colors and various different nose and ear options. Moving into the cat form, we have the Haranir Wolverine form. Again, a new model based off of other previous cats and things like that, but regardless, a very awesome looking model. Customizations are extremely similar to the bear form. So we have ear options. So we have small, we have out, and we have uplifted for the Wolverine. We also have nose options. So we have stub and pointed, which again is kind of similar, but it does kind of look like a horn of sorts, which is kind of cool. We do have color options as well, which are exactly the same. So just kind of similar colorations to the other forms, which is nice. So you can have a little bit of synergy between these forms. Certainly, definitely changes up the appearance of this form with some of these colors, especially this one with the kind of bright red eyes, which is pretty cool looking. Moving into the Moonkin form, of course, if you wanted to, you can just choose this form if you like, but they do have their own form called the Bat Bear, which I feel like makes people a little uncomfortable with its kind of twitching head there. Of course, sort of like an owl hybrid thing. So color options, we have the same color options as we've had with the previous forms, again making it look extremely different between those, especially this one. This is one of my favorite colors for sure for this form. We also have ear options, so we have normal, we have uplifted, and we have short. So not a ton of difference there, but there is some difference. We can also customize the eyebrows. We can have long or we can have bushy. So yeah, you can see that changing there. So certainly a very interesting form for sure if you want to use that as your balance form. Going into flight form now, we have the Haranir Bat. Now, my feedback on this is actually don't make it fly like this when you're customizing it, because it is kind of hard to see. Maybe just have it standing there or have like a checkbox to do options of that. But anyway, you can have ears, so you have uplifted, you have out, and you have short. As you can see, it is changing there pretty massively, actually. The short ears are pretty different to the uplifted ears. Nose, we have stub and prominent. So you can see there, the prominent nose, sort of a little bit more spiky like the other forms. And as you'd imagine, it does come in the classic 5 colors that we have available for the Haranir Druid. So yeah, very, very cool. For the aquatic form, we have an axolotl. Yes, this is really cool, actually. Super unique model, of course. Yeah, and as said, you can choose the other forms if you like to, but yeah, you have the axolotl form here. For the gills, you have none, which is a bit cursed. You can have blade, frilled, or leafy. For the gills. You can also customize the tusks, so you can have straight or curved. You can see those bottom teeth there changing up. as we move that. You can have eyebrows, so you can have none or a tri-brow, as you can see there. And of course, the scale colors are similar to the other colors, so you can have a lot of synergy across all of those forms, which is nice. So yeah, a very unique form for the aquatic form. Next up, my favorite, the travel form. This is a sable. Originally I thought it was a otter, but no, it's a sable. So you can have the ear customization here, so you can have small, medium, and large if you like, which is cool. I do like the large ears. For the nose, you can have standard or pointed, once again, sort of a spike on that. And for colors, of course, we have those 5 colors, which yeah, are very cool. And it has quills as well, which is awesome. And finally, the Treant form. Yes, the Haranir have their very own unique Treant form. So this is a pretty cool model, actually. It looks like a kind of a melted tree in the colors of sort of the Haranir and Harandar. So we have the option to change the foliage. So we have sparse, full, and windswept. So yeah, very cool. Kind of a pseudo hair, I guess, of sorts. We have brow leaves. So let's go in close for this. We have single, cluster, and leaflet, which is nice. We have tusks, so we have new 0 and 1. So yeah, just the option to change the size of the sort of tusks at the bottom there. Obviously, they'll have more names as we get through beta. We also have the option for sprouts, so you can see those on sort of the cheeks coming out of there, and the option for vines coming down the bottom. So yeah, quite a lot of customization there with the Haranir Treant form. Now, that is all the forms for the Haranir. I just want to talk a little bit about animations. The animations are really cool on these forms, but pretty much all of them have a dance animation, and it is a unique dance animation, especially the sable one. It is so cute. This guy is just vibing, living his best life. So yeah, there are dance animations for all of these forms. Overall, I think a really great job. They are extremely unique and different to other Druid forms, which I think is great. And as said, this is just for the Haranir as of right now. There is currently no plans, it seems, to add these 2 other races. But yeah, so if you want to play with all these awesome forms, obviously you have to be a Haranir. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Do let me know in the comments your favorite version of the Druid forms here for the Haranir. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon, and I'm on Twitter, Mr. GMYT, and I have a partner Discord channel as well. And also I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me playing World of Warcraft, playing the Midnight Beta, any sort of World of Warcraft, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.